Man, if you ever come to Europe, are you already here? The only blue and yellow thing you will see more than Ukrainian flag is this. A logo every European could guess with closed eyes. A logo of Lidl. And no wonders all Europeans know this image so well, cause Lidl's, dude, they're literally everywhere. And so you may think, oh, it must be the best, the cheapest, the most awesome grocery chain there is. But is it? Man, today we're gonna find out, is Lidl really worth the hype? How are we gonna do that? Well, very easily actually, dude. We will look at Lidl in different categories like veggies, fruits, dairies and so on and rank them. Then throw some bonus points for some Lidl exclusive features if there will be any. And that's it, so I guess we better start damn it rolling. So what categories we're gonna use today? First off, of course, veggies and fruits, then meat and sea products, dairies, of course Lidl bakery, cause damn, this guy is essentially the reason I'm making this video. Next up will be snacks and sweets, followed by drinks and Lidl's essential frozen food. And finishing it all with nice little cherry on the top, general grocery. Boom! Here it is, the list's done, now it's time for some little shopping, you know? So veggies and fruits, right man? And that's surely one of the reasons I like Lidl. Nice variety, nice prices, what else do you need? Lidl is one of those groceries that you go to cause you know that if you need some greens or some colors, they won't be cheaper anywhere else. Also Lidl and its brother Kaufland are probably the only groceries that sell big bags of vegetables. And I don't mean those weak 2 kilos bags, nah man. I mean some good, manly 10 kilograms of potatoes and 5 kilos of onions bags. And maybe or most likely, that's my Eastern European soul talking in me, cause in the East, come on, peeps love to buy 30 bags of potatoes for the entire winter. And fairly enough, it's cheaper, come on, and in Lidl as well. And especially with some discounts, which Lidl makes quite often, not only for those big boys, but in general, for all sorts of fruits and vegetables. Even despite them literally being the cheapest on the grocery market, they also go regularly on discounts, which, you know, it just cannot warm my heart enough. And come on man, I think that's surely a deserved 9 stars. Why 9? Cause dude, sometimes some other groceries overthrow Lidl's discounts on veggies. That's really mythically went, no kiddings. But anyway, what we got next on our grocery list? Dairy. Well, what can I say? I got lactose intolerance, so I'm almost a professional eater when it comes to milk products. Just almost. But anyway, I get it sometimes here and there. Of course, hear it from my gut then, but it's whatever, you know. So my top picks of dairies are milk and cottage cheese. And with milk, Lidl didn't actually stand out to me until recently, because the store where I used to buy milk increased its price and Lidl didn't, and now their prices are equal. So when it comes to price, Lidl still holds it. When it comes to quality, man, I'm not really the one to judge here. I'm not some sommelier type stuff. Does Lidl milk taste good? It tastes like average milk, not much sweetness though, that's surely noticeable, but it's not bad. It's just your average regular milk. Ever had better milk than Lidl's one? Yeah, for sure, but for its price, it stores for long, it tastes like milk. What else do you need? And if you need something else, try other milk brands. There are usually like 2 other brands except Lidl's brand milk. And now dude, if you have 0 ideas what I'm talking about when I say Lidl's brand milk, you surely need to check out my video about European groceries and how it all works around here. But briefly, there are products made by Lidl chain itself, but they can go under different brands. Let's say grab a pack of cookies and a carton of milk. You turn those 2 around, and if you see a little Lidl logo near the nutritions, boom, that's a product made by Lidl chain itself, and that's basically what allows Lidl to have pretty low prices. But there is a problem with it all, it just kills the variety. So with milk, you have probably like 3 brands to pick out of, and one of those is Lidl's own brand. It goes that way for everything, and further on the way, I'll surely talk about it in different categories where it's more, you know, obvious. But for now, dairy. So with milk, I think we're pretty much finished. My other pick is cottage cheese, remember? I mean, I just love it. The taste, the texture, everything, man. And again, there are like 3 brands you can pick out of, and the Lidl's one is obviously the cheapest. But when it comes to cottage cheese, Lidl is really not a go-to for me, you know. Cause in other groceries, the price for that stuff is usually better. I don't know why, but even on sales, the Lidl price for cottage cheese is sometimes higher than the price with no discount in other stores. But regardless, there's so much more dairy than my two favorite picks. And in Lidl especially, like, yeah, not when it comes to variety of brands, but the variety of products itself. There's hell lots of dairy products in Lidl stores. Woo, desserts, actually mostly desserts, but stuff like butter, some milk cocktails. I mean, Lidl's surely not lacking in that stuff, but come on, what's with the price of cottage cheese, my yellow friend? I mean, I kinda wanted to give it a 6, but damn, Lidl didn't increase the price of milk. That's a goated move. Or maybe it just didn't yet. Regardless, I'm generous. I'm giving Lidl a 7 on the dairy scale. Backing up on the list a bit and going to that meathead area. And you know what? No man, you know what? I've never bought meat once anywhere except Lidl. Dude, Lidl and meat, I mean, those two go together no matter where they're going. I've been going to Lidl for meat ever since I got hooked on its ground meat. I mean, that's pretty much the only place where it's good, it tastes like meat, and it doesn't cost the fucking billions. Come on man, I don't know how you cannot be a fan of ground meat. It's literally the easiest one to cook. You can make it in so many different variations and it suits everything. But it's not the only good thing in Lidl. Chicken breast, drumsticks, everything of that is pretty well priced, not gonna lie, especially stuff like sausages and other meat products. Gotta be fair, only a couple of sausages are good there. Everything else, I don't know man, I'm not really a fan of the taste, of the texture, so I prefer sausages from other stores like Tesco. But other meat stuff is pretty damn it nice, not gonna lie, in terms of taste and texture and in terms of price, of course. But what's up with seafood, you may ask? Really, I don't know. I don't buy it, I don't really eat it. Have I seen people buying it in Lidl? Surely I have. I guess it's at least eatable then. So in this category, Lidl surely chills with 8 solid points. What are we going to next? Lidl's bakery. And man, it's really on the top of all grocery bakeries. And maybe not just grocery ones, no kiddings, because you won't see anywhere else that much of pastries with that good of price. I mean, everybody has their own favorite Lidl's pastry. Does it mean it's that good though? Well man, I wouldn't say it's amazing, but for the price, I mean, it's alright. And I like better, right, you know? It's tasty, really, just not to the point that I would be like, wow, damn, what the hell, man? Although once I was like that. So taste, it's like 8 out of 10 for sure, maybe even 9. Freshness wise, yeah, sometimes it's not just out of the oven, but Lidl's pastries, they're never stale. Yeah, it can be not warm, but still fresh, because the flow of people who buy the pastries is really huge. Even if they don't want to, they have to cook new ones. So the freshness, I'd say, also around 8, and generally Lidl's bakery gets 9, man. And at the point for the price, because as I said, Lidl's pastries are literally the cheapest on the market. They could have easily bumped up the price a bit and peeps would still buy it, but they didn't. And please don't. Of course, now snacks and sweets. And here, man, I have a bipolar moment. On one hand, I love Lidl's brand snacks and sweets. They're cheap, they're tasty, there are a lot of them. On the other hand, there is so damn it little of choice when it comes to other non-Lidl brands. Like, come on man, if you watch the video about groceries, you know that out of all the snacks Lidl has, and I mean that's a lot of stuff, there are only 3 Lay's flavors, and always the same ones and always the most basic ones: salted, oven baked and barbecue ribs. And of course this is nowhere near good. Sometimes I want some other non-Lidl stuff, you know. And when it comes to sweets, the situation is slightly better. But still, the huge majority of products are Lidl made ones. But does Lidl with their own brands manage to cover all your needs in this area? Well, somewhat yeah, like there's pretty much every type of snack and sweets you may think of, but you know, sometimes there is just a desire for something different. And those couple other brands Lidl has on the shelves not always cover what I want. So dude, yeah, Lidl snacks and sweets are good, but damn, I want some other stuff as well sometimes, so I gotta give it a 6. Man, obviously to snacks you need some drinks. And again, the same freaking problem as with sweets and all of that stuff. A lot of Lidl own drinks, not a lot of other. But that's about non-alcoholic ones. Cause if you wanna go in that section, dang man, that's for sure where you will find the biggest variety of brands in Lidl. And I'm not talking only about beer. Wine, spirits, all that stuff as well. Maybe there are some regulations and maybe Lidl just doesn't want to make alcohol, but regardless, this category is surely covered with lots of different types, brands and tastes. But when it comes to 0% alcohol, everything becomes not so funny. Like dude, I don't know when was the last time I saw Sprite in Lidl, no jokes. Lidl's own Sprite, yeah for sure, but not the real one. So man, I just cannot give it all a bad score based on non-alcohol, and I cannot give it a good score solely based on alcohol. So let's do this. Alcoholic drinks, let's say 9 points, and non-alcoholic 5. Boom, boom, 7 on average. It will do. And man, speedrunning frozen food really, cause I don't have much to say. I'm not a big frozen food guy. My pick is pizza. And you know what? Lidl's frozen pizza is good. And I mean good, like solely for it I can give a good 9 points. But there is some other stuff as well. Frozen meals, veggies, pre-cooked foods. I haven't bought it once, so gotta rely on those who have. And nothing then, it's okay, like good, nothing wrong with it. I haven't heard, so I guess okay means 6 to 7. But there is stuff I have tried, like ice cream of course, and for its price it wasn't bad at all. Also, unexpectedly, but Lidl got some good variety in its fridge, so I'd put frozen food on 7th stair. And moved on to general groceries, stuff like pasta, rice, you know, all of that. And I don't know for what reason, but Lidl is not the cheapest place at all when it comes to all of that stuff. Pretty much in nothing of that matter, right? Maybe sauces, but other, man. It all is just cheaper in other grocery stores, and taste-wise, I wouldn't say it's any different. Yeah, the price difference is not incredible, but you know, higher price is surely not what you expect from Lidl. So man, I mean, 6? Probably yeah, don't really want to go further than that, cause as I said, the price difference is not huge. It's just unexpected, I'd say. So we're done with all of the categories, and that's the score Lidl gets for it all. And are there any bonus points? And dude, of course, basically Lidl Plus, an app that gives you additional discounts and coupons. I mean, Lidl anyway got discounts every week on good variety of products, but Lidl Plus is a good addition, you know. There are also some clothes and tech stuff in Lidl, but it's surely not the reason I come to Lidl, really. And yay, kinda made the memes, but damn, I never come to Lidl to buy some jacket, you know. And lastly, the saturation by stores. Man, Lidls, they are literally everywhere. The biggest grocery chain in Europe, what do you expect, I guess? But really, the amount of little stores in cities is quite an advantage, you know? So with all of that, plus bonuses, Lidl gets its solid 8 and something points.